Hey everyone, it's Mickey and welcome to Mickey's Madhouse. Today I'll be reviewing Renfield from 2023. It's about Dracula's familiar, Renfield. He takes care of Dracula. You know, he makes sure that the place that wherever Dracula is, that it's clean. His coffin is good and clean, and you know uh, he makes it for the night. Get it? Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, he of course protects Dracula from anybody that would want to kill him, and then of course himself, because I mean Dracula is, yeah, he could always find another familiar, but I sadly, and this is part of the story, Renfield is they use it in the movie codependent on Dracula. So, and Dracula does use that to keep Renfield there and to protect him and help him. And of course he isn't serious about it. He's like, I'm your only friend, I'm here to help you and everything. I'm the only one that loves you, that cares about you. Yeah. Well, right. So the movie starts where Renfield is in a support group for people that have been in abusive, not only physical, but codependent partnerships where people are mistreated by the other person or people. So there's a girl talking about her ex-boyfriend who said at first, he wined and dined her and took her places, and then he turned into someone completely different. And Renfield's thinking, yeah, that's sort of what happened to me. I mean, first Dracula wined and dined him, and of course took him to places, but then it became all about Dracula, not him. So they're in New Orleans because there was a priest that was trying to kill Dracula, and he had him surrounded with a circle of salt. For people that don't know, they say that you use salt to, it can protect you and then protect something evil from getting to you. So yeah, he uses that to get Dracula in this state where he's kind of floating in the air. And he takes the curtains off, the windows, and of course it's daylight. So, and then of course Dracula does the whole, I am your only friend, I take care of you, I do all these things for you. So of course Renfield and falls for it again. And yeah, Dracula does get burned, but Renfield takes one of the curtains and puts it over him. So yeah. Now we learn that Renfield has powers from being Dracula's familiar, so he can help to, with protecting Dracula. He has these like superhero kind of powers to defeat people, kill people that try to, kill Dracula, any harm, all that stuff. So his powers, like, I mean, he can take anybody out. So what gives him extra strength with that is, if you've seen any of the movies, then you know that Renfield, eats bugs. That's, I guess, his way. I don't know in the book, but that might be his way of, or that might be his way of being able to be like Dracula in a sense. So, but when he does that in this, his powers are heightened, and he's able to do, he's able to do a lot more. So, the boyfriend of the girl that was talking in the group, or, well, her ex-boyfriend, he goes to the place that he works, and we find out it's the Lobo drug cartel, and Renfield takes out the guys working there, and then the son of the Lobo cartel, Ted, he's outside waiting, and of course he sees body parts coming out, and like, I'm out of here. So he's in his car and he just drives off. So there's a few cops that are doing like traffic stops, because where it is, you have to see if people have been drinking and driving, and or doing drugs and driving. Anybody that's impaired can't be driving, or if something illegal is found on them, then yeah. So one of the cops, Rebecca, is doing that, and Ted, just comes driving by in his car and is like going past the speed limit, and so he gets out of the car and he starts throwing like bricks of cocaine, at her in his hand. I love this. He says, "It's a prescription." Yeah, well, yeah, okay. Anyway, so we find out that Rebecca's dad was killed by the drug cartel, and so her being able to find the family and find the people involved and arrest them and put them in prison for life, and her being able to do that would be the best thing ever for her. So Ted is like he's being interrogated, and he's thinking, oh, I'm going to get off and everything, and of course then his lawyer comes in and he walks, and Rebecca's pissed because, like, damn it, come on, this guy killed my dad and killed all these other people, they ruin everybody's life that they come in contact with, and like, come on. So Renfield is able to take the bodies back to Dracula, and they're in like a parking lot area of, it looks like, an abandoned hotel maybe, and of course he's like, these bodies are horrible, and Dracula's really messed up. From the fire, from the burning, from the curtains being pulled off the windows and it being daylight, and he looks horrible, but he sees that Renfield was hurt by one of the guys, and he is able to use his blood to heal people. So he does that, and he makes a passing comment about somebody else that Renfield could bring to feed Dracula, and he talks about a bus full of cheerleaders, and of course then later Renfield is at a restaurant, and what comes by? A bus full of cheerleaders. Are you kidding me? Really? So yeah, and of course all hell breaks loose there, and Renfield has to, he's there, so, and Dracula doesn't want him doing that, I don't think. That's being his familiar, and that's the person that takes care of him and everything, and without him, he'd have to find someone else, and not always as easy as you would think. Oh yeah, I'd love to be Dracula. I'd love to be friends with Dracula. Oh yeah, that'd be really nice. And then you get to know the person. No, not really. So yeah, uh, the cops get called, and of course Rebecca's there. So not really doing, you know, everything that Renfield's doing, but a little bit. So that's where they meet, um, and so we start to see Renfield, thanks to the group, start to have confidence to live a life apart from Dracula. And so you see kind of, it's one of those really, you ever see like those sweaters that, I mean, now I gotta be honest, those, they call them ugly Christmas sweaters. To me, it's not ugly. When I was a kid, I loved that. I used to even decorate my own when I was a kid. I loved it. I did. I get it what they call the ugly Christmas sweater. I get it, but I personally liked it. So he has, he looks ridiculous, but then again, Renfield, I probably not able to have a life. I guarantee you that. Taking care of Dracula, and of course, then when Dracula's even asleep, I'm doubting Renfield has, might be, scared that Dracula's gonna know when, or he'll wake up and, whatever. So, yeah. But, with this, he's having confidence and is able to have somewhat of a life of his own. Him and Rebecca, he brings flowers to Rebecca at work, and, things seem to be good. But then Dracula, since that is his familiar, and so he gave him his powers by doing that, he finds out where he is and where he lives, of course, and yeah, he tracks him down, and then Renfield explains to him, I've been part of this group that are full of people that are codependent on someone else, and yeah, of course Dracula's not happy, and Rebecca finds out that Renfield is who is Dracula's familiar, all that stuff. So yeah, that there's a scene where the place that he's living, where of course he takes out everybody coming to attack him, and Rebecca's like, when people say this is the worst I've ever seen, yeah, this is that. Yeah, no, but that would be that. So then Dracula is introduced to the Lobo drug cartel, and they decide to team up, and Dracula makes Ted his new familiar. Now, Renfield still has his powers there, so I don't want to give away the ending, but Rebecca's sister is kidnapped by the cartel, and of course Dracula also finds out about where the self-help group is, and yeah, of course somebody stupid like, oh yeah, come on in, and Renfield's like, no, because one thing I love about vampires is how people have been able to create different things about them. How they are turned into a vampire, how they're killed, how sometimes you can cure them of vampirism. There's all kinds of things. There's sunlight, there's darkness, all the different things, everything you can think of. Yeah. And I will say this, and this is no offense to anybody, but vampires do not sparkle. No offense. I will not be reviewing that. So, yeah. But I like zombies, and I like werewolves. Shapeshifters. I like that, but it'd be nice to see things done differently and not always the same thing. Like, do something else. Spice things up. Don't always do the same thing. It gets, it's like, okay, yeah, we know, same thing. Like, do something different. Create a cure, have different ways to turn people, have, you know, ways where they die, ways they come back, is it, a full moon or, you know, whatever, like daytime, nighttime, silver bullets, all that stuff. You know, do things differently. I like seeing that because it's, you know, it's always good to have that variety, So yeah, so of course, the group inviting Dracula in, and with this, that's one of the ways, of course, vampires can have that control, is being invited into wherever they're going. Boy, that'd be horrible if you're trying to get a place of your own. I mean, it could be anything from a place to live, place of work, whatever, and you're like, you have to invite me in, you have to invite me in, you have to... I would hate that. It's like, I'm just gonna walk in. I mean, unless it's owned by somebody, which, I mean, technically places, somebody has to, something, so, yeah, anyway, so yeah, all hell breaks loose, and Renfield and Rebecca together, help to, turn things right, be able to help, take care of things, and I'm not going to give away the ending. I will say that I would love to see a sequel to this in a series, because people can say no, there's no way to do a sequel. Well, if you think of little crazy things that could happen, it is possible that people can, that there could be a sequel, and you could do more with the story. So I love it. And Renfield did get to keep his powers, like I said, but after this, I would think that I would hope that Renfield would be able to keep his powers. Maybe he can become a cop, I mean, we've had wolf cop, we've, had mutant cops, hey, there was a vampire cop in Forever Night. So, it's like, yeah, why not? A vampire, not a vampire, but a superhero cop. Person with superpowers, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, that'd be interesting, that if he became a cop and Rebecca's partner, and, that'd be cool. So yeah, I love this movie. It's great. You can find the IMDb link below. You can find my Twitter, PayPal, and Amazon links below. Follow me on Twitter, donate some money if you can, and buy something on Amazon for me. You can, like this video, subscribe, leave a comment, but be nice. That's all I ask. Be nice and be cool, this is a place for, to be cool. We're going to be like the Fonz, and how is the Fonz? He's cool. Hey, yeah, gotta be cool, man. So yeah, gotta relax. So thank you for coming by, and I will have more for you guys, a lot more. Next time, my coffee will be in my hand. I'm waiting.